first, let's start by talking about Trey Lance. He's not starting this weekend. They're going back to Jimmy Garoppolo. And I don't know. I'm not a Niner fan. I don't know what Niner fans are thinking, but I'm thinking, when is this transition really going to happen? It looked like it was going to happen a couple weeks ago until it was clear. Ian Rappaport said there was nothing Trey Lance could do, and then the way they used him, it was clear they didn't want the transition to happen yet. They're not ready. When do you think they're envisioning this transition?
Next year. I mean, I think of all the things that they've said already, the one thing that they've really been consistent about is that Jimmy Garoppolo's our starter. When he's healthy, he's going to be our starter. And that's the one thing that is actually jiving with their actions in terms of almost everything else. I don't agree with it, but that has been the plan, it seems like, the entire time. Doesn't seem like there's been much of a plan to help him grow, develop, anything like that. So it just seemed like, again, we talked about it. This team has 2019 vibes and run it back, and you don't run it back with a rookie quarterback. So it's going to be next year, as infuriating as that is to many fans and people who want to see the kid develop. But it's not going to happen until next year, or Jimmy Garoppolo is out with an injury or something like that.
Yeah. Let me try to provide the fan base some hope right here, because I see this a little bit differently. I think most fans look at this as the Niners trying to recreate what the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. But this is a way different situation. Mahomes is a different kind of quarterback, and Alex Smith is a lot better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry. To me, this is a lot more like what Baltimore had going on in 2018. You had a quarterback in Flacco who had won a Super Bowl, and there was some emotional ties to him, although it was clear it was time to move on. And then you had this quarterback who was different, maybe, more of an athlete than a quarterback, way different than the starter, and extremely young, right? Like the youngest quarterback of all time. Trey Lance is even younger and more inexperienced. So I could see the Niners being like, man, the locker room likes Jimmy. This guy's young. We're going to have to buy some time here, like Baltimore did. But the thing with Baltimore is Flacco didn't respond by having this great season like Alex Smith did. He went 4-2 and then lost 3 in a row, and they took the team away from him. I think the Niners could approach it the same way. Like, all right, Jimmy, it's your team until it's clear that we can't win with you anymore. And he's on a 2-game losing streak right now. So if he loses this game, I think it's over for him. I'm not expecting he'll lose this game, but if he gets to the point where he's 4-5, the way Flacco was in 2018, I think they make the switch.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that he necessarily has to lose this game. Like, the 49ers can win this game with him not performing well. Like, that is a very distinct possibility as well, too. I think that if the offense remains stagnant in the way that it has, and Jimmy Garoppolo fully healthy, or whatever even that means at this point, can't move this offense and change the direction that it's been going in, then there still will be whispers around it. Jimmy Garoppolo can silence everybody by winning and playing well, not turning the ball over on Sunday night. It's going to be rainy. So look, again, this game is all set up for the worst type of scenario for the 49ers. Probably not going to be able to pass the ball. And what do the Colts do well? They run the ball very well. So I don't expect Jimmy Garoppolo to come out here and light the world on fire based on those circumstances or anything like that, because everything that he does in the passing game, it bounces off of the run game. And, when you want to attack this, look, the Colts are ripe for the picking when it comes to the secondary. Lamar Jackson just diced them up. I didn't really take anything away from the Houston game when I watched their film against Indianapolis, because Houston's awful. Houston's just not good. I'm not gonna put anything and say, well, the Colts did this well. Davis Mills isn't ready. That team is just roster deficient right now at this point. But the 49ers can absolutely win this game without Jimmy Garoppolo playing well. And that necessarily won't silence any talk around Trey Lance or anything like that. And that's a very distinct possibility.
Yeah, the problem right now is that the Colts are giving up 17 points per game their last 3. They actually have a good defense.
They do.
The Bears have a hell of a defense.
They do.
The Cardinals are good. The Rams are good. This is a tough gauntlet for Jimmy Garoppolo right now. I look at this as he's playing for his job. If he loses to the Colts, I think it's over. If he beats the Colts, he may buy himself a few more weeks. But look at it. He's got the Colts, the Bears. You figure they win those games. Cardinals, Rams, those could be losses. And then he could be again playing for his job week 11 against Jacksonville. So I think if the Niners could get Lance starting by week 12 against Minnesota, that would give him the final 8 games of the season to start, which is one more than Lamar Jackson had his rookie year. And then what happened Lamar's second year? He was the MVP. I do think the Niners ideally would like to get Trey Lance some starts this year, especially if it's clear that they're not going anywhere with Jimmy, the way it was clear that the Ravens weren't going anywhere with Joe Flacco in 2018.
When you get to I have a point to make with that, but when you get to one of your other topics, I'll make a point. But I agree with you on that part.
Okay.
Definitely.